Now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas! 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 Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Casa D18 Studios channel. You could be anywhere in the world right now, but you're here with me, and I greatly appreciate that. And it's time once again to step into the war zone. That's right, it's time for another edition of the Weekly Acquisition Report, where I, the Renegade, show you, the viewers, the latest additions to my ever-growing movie library. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me here once again for another brand new installment of The War Zone, the Weekly Acquisition Report, where I, the Renegade, show you, the viewers, the latest additions to my ever-growing movie library. And today, and for the next few weeks probably, we're going to be taking a look at essentially a huge box of movies that I obtained for nothing. It was free. I belong to some Facebook groups that are free in nature, people just looking to get rid of stuff. So every now and again, I'll throw up in the group, hey, if you guys have some DVDs or even Blu-rays that you're looking to get rid of, just taking up space, you don't want them no more, I'll be glad to take them off your hand. And this guy commented on my post and said that he had a bunch of stuff that he'd be willing to give me, but I had to be willing to take it all and not just nitpick through stuff. So I was like, yeah, absolutely. Give me whatever you got. I'll go through it. The stuff that I've already got, I'll re-gift to somebody else. And so I went over to his house and I picked up this huge box of movies because apparently he does estate stuff, estate sales, buying from estates, etc. So he's got all these DVDs that he has no interest in because he had to take them all when he purchased it. I've pulled 10 selections out of that huge box that I'm going to show you today. And then, as I said, over the next few weeks, the exception maybe being Christmas, I'm going to show you all kinds of stuff that I got from this. So the first one we're going to talk about is a triple feature of Bruce Willis movies. We've got 12 Monkeys, Mercury Rising, and The Jackal. I've never seen any of these. I've heard good things about both 12 Monkeys and The Jackal, but I've never seen any of these. And Bruce Willis is one of those guys who has got the filmography that he very easily could be a featured actor for a month. So adding 3 more movies to my collection of his definitely helps to make that a lot easier to pull off down the road. Next one I got is from the horror side of things, and I've got the original Clive Barker's Hellraiser. Now, Hellraiser I have seen a few times, and I will admit there's things in Hellraiser that creep me out a little bit. I wouldn't say that scares me, but definitely creeps me out. So I've never been the biggest Hellraiser fan, but as a connoisseur of horror movies, and as a guy who does 31 Days of Horror in October, Hellraiser Saga is definitely something that's going to have to be approached at some point. And first piece of the puzzle right there, y'all. This one is one I'm actually really interested in watching because I've never seen it before, but I've heard so much about it. John Carpenter's Elvis, with Kurt Russell as Elvis Presley. From what I recall, this was a made-for-TV movie that came out in the late 70s prior to Russell doing his Snake Plissken role. And it's just one of the best tellings of Elvis from what I've heard. All the way up until Austin Butler did it this past year alongside Tom Hanks. So I'm very, very interested to see this. I've been planning, I know I've mentioned a few times, I've been planning a month of biopics. So that definitely can go in there. Or it can be saved for when I get to a Kurt Russell month. There's a few different things I can work that in at. A comedy classic, Throw Mama from the Train. Danny DeVito and Billy Crystal. Again, I think I've seen this one. If I have, I saw it when I was a lot younger and I don't remember it. Because I have memory issues, y'all, for real. It's a struggle for me because of my epilepsy and all the seizures that I had when I was younger. There's just such a block in some things in my memory. I'm pretty sure I've seen this, but I don't remember 100% if I've seen this. But either way, I am looking forward to watching this again because Billy Crystal, especially in the 80s, was just on fire. Danny DeVito, same time, was on fire. So, I mean, I'm definitely curious to see that. Another man with a massive filmography, Samuel L. Jackson, Snakes on a Plane. Again, take this movie for whatever you want, but everything I've heard about it is that it's funny, but it rides that "it's so bad it's good" line. So I'm definitely looking forward to popping this into my DVD player and giving it a watch. Cheech Marin, one of the first things he did after breaking off with Tommy Chong, Born in East LA. This I've definitely seen quite a few times. It is hilarious, and I'm so happy to now have this movie as a part of my media library because this is just one of the funniest things I think I've ever seen Cheech in because, believe it or not, I have not seen all that much of the Cheech and Chong stuff. You have to figure and keep in mind, number one, not a stoner. Yes, I've seen some stoner comedies, but I'm not a stoner. And number two, I was way too young when they were atop of their game. Obviously, now I'm at the age where I definitely could see that type of stuff if I so chose, but it's just something that's never been prevalent in my focus. You know what I mean? It's not something that I've ever felt that I absolutely had to watch. Even when I was getting into the Friday movies and Method and Red and How High, I never felt like I had to go back and see Up in Smoke, Cheech and Chong's next movie, The Corsican Brothers, etc. Going in addition to the horror and Hellraiser, I got the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Beginning, the origin of the Leatherface saga. I've seen, I want to say I've seen the original Texas Chainsaw, and then I saw the reboot Texas Chainsaw. So this is going to be interesting to watch and kind of get that origin story behind Leatherface. I got this triple feature of Clint Eastwood, Space Cowboys, The Gauntlet, and Every Which Way But Loose. I am more familiar with older Eastwood, things like Unforgiven, In the Line of Fire. I have seen Dirty Harry, but I've never seen any of the sequels. So I'm interested to see Space Cowboys because I know that's one of his more later years. I won't say modern because I think it came out in the late 90s, maybe the early 2000s. But I'm definitely interested to see that because I know it's got Tommy Lee Jones. So you've got Clint Eastwood and Tommy Lee Jones together. And then Every Which Way But Loose with the monkey. I'm definitely looking forward to experiencing some more of the Clint Eastwood filmography. I got this one to show off right now. It's called Blue Valley Songbird, and it stars Dolly Parton. Shout out to Statboy who works at Dollywood, his boss. But I'm interested in this because aside from Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, I've never really been exposed to that many Dolly movies. So I'm curious to watch this. I'm curious to see how she does in it. I have been putting together a musicians month for next year. And while I think I've already got it pretty well solidified, if by chance we get to the point where we can expand the month back to full months by then, definitely an entry to throw in there. As I've mentioned in the past, I believe that I'm going to just be doing what is it I'm looking for? I believe I'm still going to be doing the shortened months, the Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, as far as the themed movies for the month for next year, because we're still trying to get things situated here in our casa to where things are a little bit more stable, to where I can be full time on here. Once we get to that stability, it'll be 30 or 31 days a month, just like we did with October, just like we're doing with December. But until we get to that mountain to where we have that stability, I think we're just going to have to keep it with Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then obviously new release Saturday, Warzone on Sunday, and if there's a series that I'm going to be involved with, that on Thursdays. But I think we're going to just have to keep the limited schedule for the time being. The last one I pulled from the box for this time, I found something wrestling in there, y'all. The Elimination Chamber 2012. Now, this was when Punk was in his WWE title run. You have The Miz, you've got R-Truth, you got Jericho, you got Ziggler, you got Kofi in one chamber. You've got Khali, Wade Barrett, Santino Marella, Daniel Bryan, Cody Rhodes, and the Big Show in the other chamber. I don't remember how good this card was, but it looks like it'll be an entertaining rewatch for me. I was a fan then, so it's not something that I missed, but it's just something that I don't have the recollection of right in the front of my forefront, my brain waves there, because it's almost 10 years old. So that's what I've got for this week for the Warzone. What did you guys think? Let me know. If you're watching the premiere, leave your thoughts and comments over here. If you're watching on demand later in the day, leave your thoughts and comments down here. What do you think about Throw Mama from the Train? Snakes on a Plane? Have you seen John Carpenter's Elvis starring Kurt Russell? Or Blue Valley Songbird with Dolly Parton? What do you think about 12 Monkeys, The Jackal, and Mercury Rising? What do you think about Space Cowboys, The Gauntlet, and Every Which Way But Loose? Was the Elimination Chamber 2012 a good pay-per-view? Let me know. No spoilers, of course, but let me know your thoughts on some of these things in the comments below. And make sure you tune in at the top of the half hour, right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, for another brand new installment of Renegade's Reviews. And we're going to be starting our week of movies that star or feature professional wrestlers. We're going to kick it off with Christmas Bounty, starring Mike the Miz Mizanin and Francia Raiza. You're not going to want to miss out on that. Right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, on all new episodes of Renegades Reviews. We've got 31 days this month that we're bringing you content. No days off, just like Darren Young. Some days, multiple features. So make sure you tune in for all that. And make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure that notification bell is turned on so you don't miss out anytime a video drops right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, or anytime we go live, as is the case with Open Mic Night, Stat Boy Sports Bar, pay-per-view PLE coverage, etc. Share these videos with your family, friends, loved ones, coworkers, movie fanatics, cinephiles in your life, fans of treasure hunt videos, fans of unboxing videos, fans of thrifting videos. Anybody you can think of that would enjoy this content and these videos, share it with them. It's the only way we're going to boost my visibility up in YouTube's algorithms so I can eventually get monetized and make some money on these videos. Thank you once again for joining me and tuning in here today. It means more to me than you'll ever know. And I will see you guys next time.